What's happening, party people? Welcome to the motherfucking dark stream. Darth Camden Taste will be along in a quick minute here, but in the meantime, here's what we got for you today. We are rocking out some Rakdos Midrange. Hell yeah. Some basic stuff in here that you're going to see in all these lists. You're going to see Fatal Pushes, you're going to see Thoughtseizes, efficient, cheap interaction. It's going to be in everything. You're also going to see Fables and probably Graveyard Trespassers and Bonecrushers. Reasons for this are very simple. Fables are going to be your smooth things over while also giving you treasure tokens to hit Fatal Push with that beautiful Revolt trigger. Also just a straight up 2-for-1. And you of course get Kiki Jiki to go a little bit nuts later in the game with things like Trespassers, Bonecrushers, or more importantly, Bloodtithe Harvester, which with Kiki is going to be a removal spell every single turn. So that's part of the reason you also run Bloodtithe Harvesters. Again, you get to smooth out the draw, you get to turn on Revolt for Fatal Push. It does a lot, and it's an aggressive body. Some uncommon choices in these lists. You'll see 2 Heartless Act, 2 Power Word Kill. This is the uncommon choice. I'm basing this again on some...
They're both uncommons.
Yeah. I'm basing this on some Pioneer logic, which is that you just need some more removal to make sure that the early game doesn't get out of hand because you control the mid game. This is Rakdos Midrange. And I think finally the most uncommon choice you'll see in these lists are the 2 of Hazoret sitting here instead of Sorens.
Hot.
Or Glorybringers. Usually it's Soren though. It's usually like 2 Soren, 3 Chandra, and that's how they roll the 4 drops. I'm on Hazoret. It beats the Mire. It's been talked about a lot in Pioneer for that exact reason.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. It applies pressure quickly. It's very difficult to deal with. The Mire match, I mean, look at what we're using for removal here. None of it kills Hazoret, and the same will apply.
Make sure to cast your spells before you move to combat.
Yeah, definitely a problem otherwise.
If you remember that Pro Tour. Do you remember that?
Yes. Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. But I also remember watching Darby take it all home with Hazorets and Glorybringers like a goddamn Pro Tour champion.
A lot of good Pro Tour shit happened with Hazoret present.
It was beautiful. Off the side, this is a pretty basic sideboard. It'll need some tuning. The 4 Duress and the 3 Go Blank will probably stay regardless because you need to be able to shift into a discard-heavy deck against these control lists that are running around, and you just have so much removal that's dead game too.
Do we not have IOK, or are we just not using it?
We're not using it on the build that we're using here, and part of that is that we're pushing a little bit heavier into the removal suite for games for the pre-board, and part of that is also that if you look at what we're playing against, on average you're going to see Mirrors, Greasefang, Spirits, Humans, Anvil, Mono Red, Is It Phoenix. These are all decks that have tons of targets that we have to kill. And IOK does not actually do a whole lot against a lot of these decks. Greasefang and Phoenix in particular are kind of set up to be resilient to these discard effects. So we like the Thoughtseize mostly for the information it provides more than anything. But having redundant effects in the main is not as good of a deal as it once was.
Right, but why not IOK over Duress?
The question for that is whether you need to hit walkers, and I like to be able to hit those in the blue-white control lists. I definitely like the ability to go up the curve against some of these ramp decks that are trying to go bigger than us and hit out their Nissas. And it depends on what kind of ramp we're talking about, because some of them go heavy into Omnath Elementals, and that's the Omnath build I've seen that's the most successful, is they're rocking out Elementals into Omnath with Cavaliers at the top.
Okay.
But that's only one version of it, and almost all the other ones are like ultimatum based, where Duress is just a house against them. And Go Blanks also help us in that regard as well. We're just tearing their hand apart, and then we're taking out their graveyard too.
It's lovely how just one little sentence made Mind Rot good.
Right. The Raven Feeblement's there because Greasefang's the thing. Abraid's there because of that. Mirror matches, Anvil, a few other things where you just need a little bit more removal and some flexible removal at that. Unlicensed Hearse is there because we're beating Greasefang. I expect to see plenty of it. I want to win every time. And also, I like the Raven Feeblements because occasionally you run into these angel lists and these human lists, and it's premium removal against both.
We've seen them.
Yeah, it's premium removal, right? So, let's get rocking. Where are we sitting right now? I think we're in Plat 3 2 ticks. Perfect. Let's push on into it. As much as I want to keep rolling with this Snow Spirits, we'll have to get back to that next week because it's Rakdos mid time. And let's see how it goes.
Bringing you the variety.
Yeah, yeah. Running the same deck over and over again is just not that interesting.
It depends on the deck.
There are a few.
Actually, that mono blue one is a deck I could run over and over. This one is one I could run over and over.
And we are fine with this. Early removal, resiliency to Thoughtseize, good mid-range threats. This is pretty much what the deck wants to be doing. The only difference between this and an ideal hand is either a land or a Thoughtseize in place of the second power word kill. And everything else is pretty much exactly how this deck wants to be drawn up and rolling.
So depending on what opponent shows us, we may want to lead with Blood Crypt here.
Oh yeah, almost, yeah. We're
on the play, yeah, so why not?
We'll start the Blood Crypt and we'll probably end up on Harvester unless we see a very good spicy 1-drop.
Harvester it is.
Harvester it is. So as long as we hit a land drop, we'll be in a really good position here. Getting the turn 3 Fable on the play is pretty backbreaking against a lot of decks because it just presents so much momentum. Okay, so blue-black, I think we're up against Rogues. That's commonly...
Okay, so maybe crack them and throw away one of those power word kills and try and hit a land is what we're thinking?
I think so.
I mean, if we hit a land, we want to drop it here.
Yeah. Yeah, as much as I want to keep Fatal Push up and live for Revolt, I think it's more important to try to hit a land drop here. If we're up against Rogues, we also don't want doubles on this, but if we're against not Rogues and this is Control, then we're going to want double Fables. So it's a question of do we think we're playing against Rogues or not, as to which of these we keep.
I don't know, but I think we toss the power word kill because we have the redundancy of the Fatal Push.
Sure. Let's see what they do.
Bloodtithe Harvester has really proven itself out as an incredible card.
Yeah, it's one of those cards that just does enough flexibly that you can put it in and know that it's a strong choice for almost every matchup. Now, I do side him out in the mirror pretty commonly because it's a bit of a liability with the Bonecrushers on the other side every time.
Sure. Yeah, that's a bad deal. You wind up with a blood, they wind up with a 4/3 that shocks you when you go to kill it. It's a bad deal.
But outside of that, I don't mess with it too much. Are they... Okay, so they're just sitting around. Okay. Well,
they're not tanking. They're
disconnecting.
Filling the tank.
And it's a little too expensive for them.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, that's not a land.
All right.
At least we can play it next turn.
Yeah, okay. So, Rogues, let's kill that on impact.
Die.
Not playing this game.
Fuckface.
And if we can grab ourselves another land, it'll be big. If we can't, we can at least hold off the flood for a moment. There's a couple different builds of Rogues. Okay, so they take
your pick, fuckface.
Oh, it's power word kill. It should be anyway.
Really? What are you doing?
I'm a red source and a land away from... Well, I guess we came closer right there. I'm smacking in.
Absolutely.
And... Let's see.
Watch them play their removal, whatever it is. Oh, wow. Awesome.
Now, they'll take it. We have 3 here, so Drown in the Lock is a hard counter now for them. So no matter what we play, they've got access to it.
So maybe we just play the Haunted Ridge, pass and kill what they play instead of giving them a target, or do you want to run something right into it?
Oh, I'm running Fable into it because we have doubles. They have to deal with it, and if they don't deal with it, we're in a pretty good position.
There it is.
And that's fine because we still are pushing 3 damage every single turn at them, and if we draw a land, then we get to do double spell next turn.
Drown in the Lock, also a hell of a card.
Yeah. Yep, there's the Rune Crabs. Okay, so I've seen this exact list, and it's got Into the Story ×4.
Yeah, that's what the crab's got to be there for. Sometimes they just win with the crab, though.
I've seen that happen a few times. It's not super common, but I've seen it happen a few times.
It's just one of those things, though, like, if you don't respect it, it will eventually, like, you'll just fuck around, and then get decked.
Yeah, fuck around and get decked is a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm smacking in.
Yes.
And we'll see what they do with the crab, and then I'm going to double spell with Bloodtithe and have a power word kill back for whatever they do.
Yes.
They're just going to keep taking it. All right. Got another Drown in the Lock?
Motherfucker.
They're letting that through. Okay.
Well, they don't... a good clock on just with those Harvesters.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a bolt a turn, basically. And it fixed the draw, and now they're both removal spells if need be.
Spectacular.
Mm-hmm. Sure. That's fine. Cycle for 1 mana? Why not? I always thought this was an interesting... Sure. Interesting point of tension. Because this is a deck that wants to fill up your grave, yet it wants to exile specific cards from the grave.
Oh, that's fine. I really like that point of design, actually, because they're filling the grave by volume.
As we see right there. Alright.
Main phase, huh? Because you really wanted that land.
Yep. Well, we'll get going with a little Fable action. I'm still not worried. We have 39 cards left. That's plenty. That's annoying. They'll take the Fable. Yep. But they're at 7.
Just snap off and kill that thing, or hold it still? I guess we don't lose anything by holding it.
I'm fine holding it. And there's a Trespasser. Love that. So I'll just smack up right here. And there's the block. Perfect. We trespass, and...
That'll be lethal on board.
I'm going to take not Cling to Dust as much as I want to, because I think we need to take... their
creature?
Yeah, we need to take their ability to reanimate. They usually have an Agadeem's Awakening in there, and I also want to make it to 6, so 1, 2, and 3. They have to kill a bunch of shit now, and we can still cycle this out for something else if we need to.
Or if they Thoughtseize us, we can blow it and maybe grab the land that we need to activate the Eye.
Right.
Thoughtseizing us at this point in the game would be aggressive.
Very aggressive. Okay. And what you discarding?
Another creature.
Okay. This plays kind of like a weird control deck sometimes if they just have enough creatures to get going like this.
I think maybe we toss it at this point. Reach for that land.
Grab the Cling to Dust out and get it down to the very...
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we have enough black sources. Nope, none of that.
Cling to this, motherfucker.
They do have 4 Fatal Push, so I was kind of curious to see if they were going to have one in the last few. What I'd really like is 1 more land here, because 1 more land lets us Thoughtseize. They're probably their only...
push that they just got?
Yeah, whatever removal... Wow, to 1. So Graveyard Trespasser kills on impact. We're going to start like this.
Yes!
Do you have the ability to stop? You need 2 removal spells here? Okay, so we take the Eliminate.
They're dead.
Yep, we should have...
They also need 2 blockers for that thing.
Yep, Menace gets there. Perfect.
Excellent.
And that's how game 1 starts. Okay.
Oh, this deck feels lovely.
Yeah.
So... Braids are good here.
The Braids are good.
Unlicensed Hearse on our graveyard is kind of awesome.
It turns off a lot of their stuff. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Kroxa also is great here because it turns off their shit pretty quickly. Stuff that isn't as good here.
Chandra.
Chandra.
I don't know why they took that from us.
It's definitely the worst card against them in the matchup because they can apply a lot of pressure.
Let's see. How many cards we got over? 3 cards? Yikes.
Let's take a look and see what we have here. We're keeping the Trespassers for sure. They hit both graveyards. Bonecrushers. How many targets? I don't see a lot in the way of targets.
No, they have a ton of 3 toughness cards.
And Fable's better value. So I'm okay dumping down to 2 or 1 of those, basically. They don't have answers for that.
Yeah, if we kill their shit and stick one of ours, we win.
Yeah.
Good old Jund.
Yeah. And these also turn on the Unlicensed Hearse, and you get 2 to turn it on. So we're winning that scenario, hypothetically.
Yeah, and Bonecrusher's not totally useless. They'll give us some things to kill with it. The 1 is fine.
It's a question of 1 of those versus like 1 Go Blank or 1 Duress to try to get even faster.
They need their creatures to win.
Yeah.
One way or another, they have to win with creatures, whether it's the crab or whether it's the rogues.
Let's do this then. Let's run it back. Alright, so blue-black rogues. I've seen this list running around Twitter. I have not had a chance to play against it until just now. But it's useful when you know these things ahead of time. Okay. I'm fine with this.
Very nice.
This gets out and it gets going quickly.
Very nice. opponent mulliganed. I like that as well. And they led with not Thoughtseize.
But we get to.
How you like that?
None of that now. Okay. They're going to hit it for 6, and then we're going to get Unlicensed Hearse rolling.
Or Kroxa?
They're just going to blow a land to that, right? I think we can wait on the Kroxa, because we can do that turn 3, and they can Thoughtseize this. They can't really Thoughtseize that.
True, true. I guess I was suggesting more that we don't want to go after our own graveyard necessarily. But I guess we can see how many cards we got. There's probably going to be enough.
Alternatively, do we just want to abrade that out?
I like that too.
I mean, it's going to be 3 per turn.
We don't have action necessarily if they can handle Kroxa. And this forces them to restart their game plan.
Then again, this is going to turn off stuff once we...
Yeah, that's also true.
I'll push the hearse for now. I'm curious to see what it's like, because this could be a 2020 by the time this game ends. They are going to give us enough gas to go that route. And we could also get milled into our second Kroxa, which occasionally happens.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And there's the thing we need to abrade. So that, okay. Glad we went this route. We'll start dumping out lands from ours. Alrighty. Well, we're not going to fuck around and find out. We're just going to get it done. And yeah, they can keep milling, but it's
almost Kroxa time.
Perfect. Take the Bonecrusher, don't care. Also, we have Takenuma, which is kind of interesting. Oh, you fool. Now I get to Kroxa or eliminate. That's real dumb. Okay. We'll just
we don't want to take their creatures?
Not yet, because if they Agadeems, they have to do it on their turn, sorcery speed, and we'll just take them in response, because there's only 2 of them.
Ah, yes.
But in the meantime, if we get this under 7, it's a big deal.
Is Rune Crab opponent mandatory, or can you get yourself?
Each opponent only. Each, too. Nice. Yeah, I mean, we're just doing this turn. We'll take out the Eliminate. They'll be out of stuff to do. Dump a Blood Crypt into play tapped. We'll be able to attack Takenuma back any threat we need, which is kind of lovely. And Kroxa will go online next turn. And that pretty much ends the game if they don't answer it. So, plus it... I mean, there's this plus that'll put them under 7. Yeah, okay. They saw the writing on the wall there. Quick 2-0, smash through Blue-Black Rogues. Feels good. Any other pieces you want to shift or keep it rolling?
Let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep rolling. Rakdos Mid. Feels like Jund, yeah?
Yeah.
Got the same kind of vibes to it.
Yeah, I'm missing the green part. It doesn't hit the same without some green.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more fun when there's a little green on it. Isn't that true of all things in life, though?
Yeah. Gotta put some red on that green.
The one and only Bobbert. God, I love names on Arena. Fuck yeah. Let's play.
The one and only. What an amazing hand.
That is the kind of hand I love to see. If we're playing against aggro, this is a hell of a hand to have. Just disruption, kill, thing they can't answer, probably. Here for this, and they mulliganed with a Thoughtseize deck. Oof. Mulliganing against a Thoughtseize deck. That feels rough. Done that a few times in life. Always feels bad. Alright, let's get rocking. Thoughtseize time.
Every time this happens, too, the opponent's like, of course you had a Thoughtseize.
Oh, they have 2 Thoughtseizes. Okay, so they...
Take the Fable.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to get the Hazoret, they're going to get the other piece they want, but that's fine, because without the Fable, this is... We're just sitting here staring at each other.
Right, right. But we have a land that attacks, and they don't.
Mm-hmm. And we have the ability to top deck in a really solid manner, and they are out of lands already, unless they top deck some. Okay, so they're going to need to top deck more, too. Play the Bloodtithe, I'll kill it. That's fine. 10 out of 10 killing that. Good old mirror match. There goes one of...
Which one do you want?
They're basically the same for this. I'm pretty sure there aren't things that really mess with counters, and I don't think there are demons, devils, dragons, or angels in either deck. I could be off, but...
Oh, baby.
Red. You know what feels good?
Curve City.
Yep. Alright. Go ahead. You can Heartless Act. Discard your Fatal Push. Go down to
Graveyard
1 card.
Trespasser is that 3/2 dinosaur that we wanted to be good so badly.
Death Gorge Scavenger?
Yep. It's
Oh
like
my God.
it's like Death Gorge Scavenger, but it's actually good.
Why would you lose your land and keep the Fatal Push? That's so wrong. Okay. Takenuma on top of it. Yay.
Well, don't this just solve all our problems and line everything up perfectly?
It really does, because if they activate a manland, I'll kill it and then Croaks on my turn.
Yes.
Because we're a little off of Croaks still, but not by much. We're 1 card away from getting that going. So if they activate a manland, we get there.
Do it.
Be stupid.
Do it.
Please be stupid. No. Alright. I think we throw it back to them because we can Takenuma on their turn.
Yeah, we have stuff to do they don't.
Yeah. And it also makes them keep that back, which every turn they do that's real awkward for them. What you gonna do? We'll wait. Alright. This also is why we play 1 Takenuma. And it's the prettiest one. What's that you say? A Chandra and a Hazoret? It's Hazoret.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't even think I'm Croaksing here. I think I'm Hazoreting.
I think so.
Like, this is just 5 to the dome right away, and here we go?
Well, we have too many cards.
Oh, that's true. So, yeah, we're
Perhaps
Croaksa.
it is Croaksa.
Croaksa, I forgot. We needed 1 more land there to not end up on that plan.
Yeah. Unselect that Trespasser and click a Thoughtseize.
Well, the question is, do we want to take it out in case they top deck? So that
Oh.
they don't get the life gain? Because we don't really care as much about that right now.
Oh, good point. We already used our Takenuma, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
And they have, no other targets, so... Just a life thing. So now they need to top deck a removal spell.
What they need to top deck is Hella.
I mean, a Fatal Push would be a pretty good top deck here.
Would it, though? I mean, it's...
Yeah,
sure,
because they can get one of these online also if they do that. Because they can push it, then they can Hive it out. So it would be an ideal top deck here if they can Fatal Push.
This is a hell of a situation for opponent to try and get out of.
The one and only Bobbert can do it. I believe in the one and only, but damn it,
Bobbert doesn't.
But damn it, Bobbert.
I love this trend we've had lately of like you're in the middle of saying something and then the opposite thing happens. We've had that happen at least once on every stream this week. I love it.
Yeah, we really have, haven't we? Okay, so...
Why would they do that? That's the dumbest. Oh my god, they're doing it.
Bloodchief Thirst is kind of slow in this matchup. You don't get a lot of value off of it either. Things that we like in this matchup. I mean, the Hazorets are really our way of getting ahead.
Going blank seems good.
Going blank does seem good. If they're on the Bonecrusher build, we don't necessarily want the Bloodtithe Harvesters.
We didn't see it though.
We didn't see it, that's a problem. It might be keeping it pretty simple for game 2, so that we get some more information. I don't think Duress is appropriate for this matchup.
No.
It turns off too quickly. Ray obviously isn't. Abrades, it's unfavorable trading when you're using Abrades.
I would consider, I mean, not on the draw, but on the play, I would consider taking Thoughtseize out of the deck.
On the play?
Yeah.
And just pushing in...
I would, if we were on the play for...
go blanks?
Yeah, I'd definitely go blank and maybe the hearses if we were on the play. Because on the draw, we want it to make sure they can't just like hit us with their big thing before we're online.
Right, right.
But on the play, like all this card value works in your favor.
Sure.
And it's easy to wind up in a situation where the Thoughtseize is either dead or maybe you get lucky and catch some removal that they've been holding while there's nothing on the battlefield.
Okay. Yeah.
But typically in like a grindy mid-range deck, I take the 1-for-1s out if they're not critical.
That makes sense.
Like the point-and-click removal, that's critical. That kills the creature lands, that kills the important threats.
Yeah.
Things that are already on the board.
But everything else needs to be value straight up and down.
Yep. For this game, I like that, though. For on the draw, I like keeping the Thoughtseizes in for sure.
Okay, so we've got 20 seconds. Do we want more go blanks over
Nope.
any of this point-click removal?
Nope. We should see what they've got.
Okay. let's run the test and see if they actually have the Bonecrusher. Don't want an only Bobbert. That's not gonna do.
No.
That's not gonna do. That'll have to do. Alright. That'll get shipped back just in case.
Yes.
And that's probably getting shipped back too, and we're just going on straight up value creatures. Because this isn't gonna kill anything this can't typically. Like, it can kill a Graveyard Trespasser, but otherwise Fables and Bloodtithe both get answered here.
This is the nearest thing we can do to unmulliganing ourselves.
And we expect a Thoughtseize, so like I want to make sure we can keep one, if not both of those, through a Thoughtseize. And in you go. There it is. Let's begin with the unmulligan side.
Goodbye, little vampire.
Can we draw lands?
Yeah. Can we draw them on time is the question.
Sure.
Fuck. That's not bad.
That's what we were planning to do on the play, so
Yep.
I'm glad to see the one and only Bobbert understands that. I think I'm going here in case of another go blank.
Absolutely.
And also just to get on the board and get going here.
Yeah.
Sticky
Another
threats.
beauty of the blood or the Bonecrusher is that it can hide from the opponent's discard.
Yeah. And if they want to get into Thoughtseize world, I don't mind. So they did that for Revolt so that they can Fatal Push. They discard again. We get a Bonecrusher on our turn. That seems like we're still in a... Wow. Really? These are so important in the mirror and they just dumped one? Interesting.
So here's a question. Do we just play the Bonecrusher in our hand so that we can't get hit with their discard?
No, because I'm fine going this route. Honestly, we have Castle Lock Point online.
Fair.
And
Fair, but that would take a whole turn.
Oh, well. But it's going to be a grind, and I want to see if they're going to waste time with things like Thoughtseize. There's that. Okay. So they do have Kulligan's Command. That's unusual. Those are not commonly in this anymore. Well, let's go ahead and deal with that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. You can have your removal, just no sticky threats. And you're going to have to waste a Bedevil probably on a Bonecrusher, which is take 2 and your turn. Yep, that'll be take 2 and your turn. Perfect. Okay, this is not a terrible place to be. We've got the castle online as our draw engine. They'll have manlands online. I don't think we need to do this on our turn. We don't have anything at one.
We're just putting something in our hand to discard.
Right. Okay. And they're going to spend turns doing this, which totally fine with me. We can do this now. Awkward when you do one after another there.
It's definitely Hive, though.
Yeah. They're going to push the advantage a little bit here. There's the Hive again. So we're going to go down to 10, but it does unmulligan us. And that's not a small thing to have here. I'm going to do this in case we top deck the Fatal Push.
Fair enough. Hey!
Like that. And that's how we call them.
Very nice. That's not bad either.
I think this... Yeah, okay. So it's not amazing because they should be able to get rid of it, but still we're going to dump out a card here, force them to activate that, and we should still be able to use cast... Like, we don't have enough because they've been exiling, otherwise we'd have it.
So pass to them and castle when the time comes?
Yeah, and maybe we get a shot at another Fatal Push off the top, which would be really fun. Oh, unlicensed Hearse. Okay, so we can see that we're running similar ideas here with go blanks and unlicensed Hearses.
That Bedevil is kind of questionable to me.
I guess destroying artifacts on both of these is kind of interesting with unlicensed Hearses.
The command makes sense, but the Bedevil to me does not. It's a lot of mana to kill something.
Sure.
Like you kind of have to hit, oh my god, you kind of have to hit a Chandra with it for it to be worthwhile.
I don't think we start swinging with this yet.
No, it's still their game. We need to get ahead.
Yeah. I also want to make them pause before they activate Hive. And to be fair, we are getting to the point where we're going to have enough mana to do Castle plus Thing every turn. So, you know, that's where I like it to be. Castle plus Thing every turn.
Okay, okay, god damn it.
That's fine. We've got a blood token. And I'm going to use it in case we get a Hazoret.
Good point.
Because we have 2 Hazorets, and that is how we win this game. If we get them, we get them.
Okay. That doesn't suck either.
Yeah. Yep. You get to do things. You sure do. The one and only Bobbert popping off with this unlicensed hearse. At least we're seeing the value of 1 Castle Lockthwain. Just been an absolute house here.
Auf Wiedersehen, creature.
Come on, activate that Hive.
Do it.
Come on, you know
Do
you
it.
want to. You know you want to.
Do it.
Yes, Bobbert. Yes. Let the hate flow through you, Bobbert. I'm actually going to let them exile here because it only leaves...
So it shrinks that.
Oh, never mind. They're just going to go after it.
Alright, cool. Let's kill that.
Fine by me. You know what I still get to do? Castle. You know what we're doing forever now? 2 cards a turn, baby. Alright. This is the engine. Can we do not land?
Why did you have to say it?
I don't know.
Which one lets us do more untapped things?
Well, we've got enough mana to do quite a bit, so...
We probably just play the den, and I think it's time to attack. Well...
We're a ways behind.
Yeah,
that's
maybe,
a problem.
Maybe we need to... But it's not like we can block.
No, we can't block, but we can't race either. And I want to draw just a few more cards here.
If they attack, we're going to take 3, and then we're going to take 2, so we'll be at like 5. We got to win this game eventually.
Here's a better question. Can we 1, 2, 3, 4? We can swing and castle. So why not do both?
Por qué no la dos?
And let's get rid of things we don't want them bringing back.
Like creatures.
Yeah.
With Kulgan's commands.
And to be fair, we do get to activate both manlands next turn and keep smacking. So that's not too shabby.
Yeah, winning is good.
Okay, so they untapped to take 2 points of damage. They have a removal spell sitting in here, is the idea. Probably a Bonecrusher, right? Unlicensed. Okay.
Alright.
This puts us down to 4. But
I'm not into that. We can
4 is fine. 3 is where we're not in a good spot. We need to keep pushing. Because that's going to be 3 points right there. And that should be game if I remember correctly. So we get to Hazoret and we get to Hive, and that should be game. Or actually, we just 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there any way to, like, am I missing anything here?
They're tapped out and they have no cards. You're not missing anything.
Okay. There we go. 2-0 the mirror. Hazoret wins the game and Castle Lockthwain carries.
Gorgeous.
Any alterations after that?
No, I don't think I've got enough information. I really like how it's going, though.
K command is definitely a thing worth thinking about. Bedevil, I just think, is a trap.
Bedevil is absolutely a trap, and it always has been.
Yeah. Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan.
Because you wind up thinking, like, oh, man, I can kill fucking basically anything with this, which is true.
Right.
But it's going to take your whole fucking turn.
True.
And it's kind of critical to be able to either double spell or spell and creature land, or spell and castle, or spell and Takenuma, or spell and cast the other half of Bonecrusher.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff to do with your mana. And you see a lot of cards.
Yeah. I agree.
It looks good, but what happens is it winds up time walking you at least halfway. Unless it's just late in the game and off the top.
Yeah, our removal should cost 2 or less, so that it's efficient, and that our threats can be a little bit pricier, but not much.
I mean, for the right removal, 3 mana is fine. It's just that ain't it.
Yeah.
You know, if it were Maelstrom Pulse, I'd be interested.
Okay, that's a fair point. Yeah. Lands, spells, things go boom. Thoughtseize turn 1. Okay. And the question is, do we Thoughtseize turn 1?
I'm against it here.
Just push it out like that?
If they're mono red, they laugh their ass off.
That's true.
Or if they're humans, they laugh their ass off.
And if it's like this, where it's probably the Mire, we had the time anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
They have 1 land. I'm in favor of taking the Bloodtithe Harvester.
Just to keep the blood out?
Yep. Keep them off of having a play. Well, I mean, they'll be able to Thoughtseize us and leave some removal up, but...
I don't know. We have Bonecrusher.
We do.
I think it's the Trespasser, because that's harder for them.
That's fair. I respect that as well.
This is a sticky threat. They're going to Thoughtseize and take ours, but we also have Fable, which is
we've got a great
really
play.
fucking difficult for them to deal with all of that. And if they play the Bloodtithe here, we can just Bonecrusher and keep rolling.
What I like about taking it is that it leans into their possible mana screw. Because, yeah, if I'm in that position, I'm absolutely Bloodtithing because I need to hit my land drops.
Yeah. So, I think here we can push into a Fable. And hold back on each of... and hold this for 1 turn.
Here's why I don't like Fable here. There are no cards in this hand that I want to discard next turn.
Do you want the Graveyard Trespasser?
I think so.
Because they're going to be able to push it.
I'm also tempted to just bone crush that fucking thing and just have that fatal pushback. Or, yeah, the Trespasser. My problem with the Trespasser is they'll attack into it, but I guess that's not a big deal.
The attack isn't what I care about, because they're just going to do fatal push. Yeah, that's fine, though. That's card advantage. And
yeah, we want card advantage.
And really, hey, what up, Shadow? Appreciate you tuning in. The Fable's also just about card advantage. It's not about fixing. Oh, we're doing all right. How you doing, Shadow?
This is my favorite kind of deck to be playing.
So this is, to me, it's less about part 2 of the saga, and it's more about part 1 with part 3 coming with inevitability that they just have to deal with.
That's the highlight, but I like to use every part of the goblin.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
And that's critical in these matchups. And as you can see, our opponent has more cardboard than we do.
Yeah.
Our board position's better, but these games can become complex.
Yeah.
And every little edge you can find really matters in these like true mid-range mirrors. I don't mean like big fat battleship mid-range, like this kind of thing.
Sure. Sure.
So I'm not sure what the right call was here.
Well, the interesting thing is if they didn't get the land, instead of getting to Thoughtseize us, they have to Bloodtithe away this and then get a fatal push through. Because we're not blocking a 3-2. We don't care. We have answers and answers and answers. Wow.
Okay.
Rage Scoop. Got it.
That was stupid.
Okay, we're on the draw.
No,
never mind. We're just taking a free win in the Mire.
I guess you never know. Again, they could be tacos were barking at the back door.
Hey, I'll take the free ones as they come. That's fine.
Sometimes I give them. It's fair.
Right. You know, sometimes it be like that. We'll just keep running it anyway. Because all that does is speed us into Mythic, which is where we're aiming to get to with these different lists. And I'm kind of curious to see if we can speedrun into Mythic with a different deck Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Because usually it's you take one deck and you just pile drive it into Oblivion for 24 straight matches, right? And somewhere between 24 and 48 matches is what you need to get to Mythic.
I guess I just tend to play decks like this whether they're good or not. And whether I end up in Mythic depends on how good the Thoughtseize Fatal Push deck is that I built
Fair.
in the format, and how carefully I'm paying attention while I'm playing, because I'm also probably watching Star Wars of some kind.
Right. So we're up against LKG Big T68. It feels like somebody vomited on their keyboard. Let's see what they're on. It looks like Esper. Is it Esper Greasefang? Okay.
Oh, dude, you're just salty because they're 6'8".
Okay. We can. Do we just pick the Greasefang is the question, or do we take something like Tainted
I like tanking Tainted. Greasefang's useless until it wins the game, and we've got tons of removal in this deck.
Yeah.
And they also have things to reanimate it with. Tainted kind of like gets their shit moving.
I suppose, to be fair, when we get rid of Tainted here, yes, they get to keep the Greasefang, but they're going to end up playing Rafine almost certainly, right?
Right.
And when they go that route, we'll have 2 Bloodtithes, which means we'll be able to kill it
Yeah.
on curve and
Yeah.
keep swinging, and then Graveyard Trespasser comes online.
Yep.
And that's a lot to deal with.
Yep.
So, yeah, fuck them. Let's see what happens when they lose their ability to get mobile. Because our life total does not matter that much.
Going mobile.
Reminds me. Okay, if you see the MTG bot thing in the chat, that is not the right link. I gotta fix that. I apologize, everybody.
Unless you're looking for Darth Rictus's OnlyFans account.
And then it's totally it. 100%. Alright. Yeah, I want to target it. Yeah, I'll pay the ward. This ain't standard. Here we go, baby.
We are killing it with standard cards.
Yeah, we are. That's fair. Greasefang coming in hot. Alright, well, you know what's really fun against that? Killing it. And then Graveyard Trespasser. It's not the link. It's not the link. I'm sorry, crackers. I'm sorry. Okay, Esper Greasefang, and we're on to game 2 already. This is a match we are fucking ready for. We have 3 Go Blanks, 3 Hearses, and 2 Raven Feeblements.
Yeah, like everything but the Duresses are coming in.
All of this just says, I don't want to lose this match, because I don't. Bonecrushers don't matter much here.
They do not.
Fables really don't matter much here.
Nope, we want to keep all the cards we've got.
What else? This is slow.
Yeah.
We don't need that. So we've got... Croaks is also pretty slow.
Yeah, that's it. Get
I
them
think
both.
that's it.
And then we got our durable threats up the curve. This is the way.
This is the play.
Yes.
I promise you I will update the link. I straight up forgot the bot hadn't been updated. I just went through, I found out somebody was on one of our YouTube videos and was like, your link doesn't fucking work. I'm trying to join your Discord. And I was like, no! What have I done? This isn't it. But this is. We'll keep here. Let's see. I'm probably pushing out a Go Blank.
I think it's the Fatal Push.
You think the Fatal Push?
Yeah, what are they giving us to push early in the game?
Yeah, they're probably not on the cool build like we had with all the
Right.
stuff. Yeah,
Well,
all
definitely
right.
not. They had the Tainted Indulgence or whatever.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Derp. Let's just get into unlicensed hearse and get going.
In fact, it's possible that Fatal Push shouldn't be in here post-board.
Definitely possible. But it does kill Greasefang with any revolt trigger, which is a big deal sometimes when you have treasure tokens off Fable, which we took out, but Harvester we left. Either way, nice Tainted Indulgence. Go ahead.
It could be that the Fable is better than Fatal Pushes in this situation.
That's fair.
Since the Fatal Push needs help to do anything.
And let's just get rid of all this. Go ahead and cast your thing.
Tell yourself its value. Go ahead.
They're marching it. Alright. Alright. You know what else we can do, though? Play a Graveyard Trespasser. And now we have a sticky threat, and you're going to have a 1-mana discard 2 Parhelion into Greasefang.
That
and
March looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous. What do you... Go Blank? Yeah, that makes sense. I guess the problem here is I can kill Greasefang instant speed, and I have a sticky threat, so I'm just going to keep rolling it.
Rolling, 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 rolling. What?
I don't think it's Hazoret yet. That opens the window, right?
It does. Why open the window when we can
Also, I want
slam
to...
it right on their fingers?
I also kind of want to just flip that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
two cards a turn's fun, too.
6 life is also pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. I'll play Hazoret and win. You got me. This is...
Just drop the land.
Ding dong. Do we drop land or leave it for this? Does it matter?
I mean, if we draw a spell, we're playing it. If we draw a creature land, we're playing. Okay, no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right, another quick 2-0. Smacking right through. We are 4-0, having an asterisk on one of these wins from Scoops, but a solid mid-range.
That is not an asterisk. People tilt all the time.
Okay.
People tilt all the time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That said, we are actually playing these games at a rate that is faster than Mono Red right now. We are 4 matches in and only 47 minutes in.
Wow.
So this is the fastest I've ever seen a mid-range deck beat people into submission, but it's doing what it's doing. If we could play Greasefang every match forever, though, I would do it. Because this is exactly the deck to do that. I don't hate this.
No, that's quality.
Like, we're 1 land higher than I want, but we got spell lands. I don't know.
Yeah, it's quality.
We'll see how it plays out. You know, if we draw nothing but lands, we were going to lose, but is how it is. We'll see.
Our lands can win the game, though.
Greasefang it is.
Ask and you shall receive.
Esper Grease, back again.
Greasing down that Esper.
Alrighty. King Floppy. Love it. Love these names.
You suppose they're talking about those computer storage devices from the 80s and early 90s?
This may not be Greasefang.
Ooh.
Okay, 1 sec.
Narset.
Esper Control. Gotcha.
Wow, okay.
Never mind. This hand's way worse for that.
I don't mind the creature lands, but it looks like they're going to be able to get on the board.
Yeah, we've got no way to stop what's coming here. That's not great, but...
Well, that's interesting.
It sure is going to die.
Why are they playing that?
And they missed on a Narset. Also weird. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to kill it, otherwise they'll play another thing that you can't kill.
Right. Come on, Fatal Push. Why?
Just play the Hazoret.
Yeah, they should have marches, but like
We'll
let's
start
make
turning those fatal pushes into shocks.
Basically, yeah. Let's just start pushing this into a different direction and see what happens. Don't tell me I can't. Oh, that's spicy.
Ooh.
To play or not to play?
Oh yeah, cast it. If they don't counter it, then we can tick it up for mana and Hazoret to shock them by discarding a fatal push.
Is that better than just exiling here to see if we can get a Thoughtseize?
That's fair.
I mean, it's 2 damage either way, right? But this.
Yeah, but it's also getting cards out of our hand that probably suck.
True. Alright. Well, next turn we'll be able to do this into 1-2. That's not terrible. Kind of curious to see what this deck of theirs does. I mean, I assume there's a Teferi coming, right? Wanderer? Wow.
What the fuck?
I don't know what they're doing. This is very odd.
This is. Discarding Wanderer is also really odd against a Hazoret.
Makes me think they have another. Which means Hazoret could just sit
playing
around.
Cards in that deck that makes me think they're not making good decisions.
I mean, yeah, King Floppy may not have designed the best and tightest list. This is true.
King Floppy, not the tightest.
Not the hardest, yeah. Never not going to be funny to me. Command the Dreadhorde.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
I get what they're doing now. That's hilarious.
Okay. So they're at 4.
How do you... Because we can still kill them with what we've got.
We just have to kill this.
No, we don't. I don't think our shit targets. Okay, that's gone.
Well, that has lifelink.
Yeah, okay, so Chandra can get him for 2.
I'm going to Fatal Push one of the... Oh, we can't.
You can't.
Fuck.
But we can Fatal Push the creature because they killed our thing.
Yeah. That feels pretty good. Okay. They're at 4. The gates are down. Can we get through? I think we can because we get to do exactly enough here. So check it. We Fatal Push, we activate Hive, we smack for 3, we hit for 2.
Hot.
Lol. This is the way.
God, I bet they thought they were going to win the game.
They got greedy. If they'd gotten one less walker, they'd have been fine. This is the punish for got greedy with a Command the Dread Horde deck, and I'm very happy to be the one to get to do it. None of that now. Derp.
Lol.
Castle Lockthwain for the win! What?
What the fuck? What do they have that we didn't read? Damn it! Why would he? Why would we read the Wanderer, right?
I've never played against it.
Oh, fuck!
I've never played against it.
Oh, fuck!
That was such a mistake. I'm happy I didn't say good game at least. That would have been such a blowout.
I think at that point you have to, like, seppuku concede. Oh my god.
What? Okay, so there was no way through, though, because we could have killed that with Hive, but then Chandra still can't kill Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler wins the game.
Can we still do something, though? We can play that. We can play a land, and we can attack.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do this, and we have to kill the Wandering Emperor, if we can.
Do we?
Yeah, because otherwise
yeah,
it exiles.
Yeah.
And we can't. Otherwise, I'd just kill this, and then, yeah, but we can't. We're trying to win a game I don't
There's
think
a
we can
chance,
win.
baby. There's a chance.
I mean, this is going to gain 6 life a turn, so probably not. But we'll see. We could still draw a power word kill off the top, which this can give itself hexproof from, and that still kills that. Yeah, no, I think we're good.
Yeah, all right. That's 2 instances of not reading the Wanderer. Back to back.
Whoops.
Okay, Hazoret not great here.
I actually don't mind it. It's not that that's the problem, in my opinion. The problem is that there's so many dead cards we just have to get rid of.
Oh, that's true. There are a lot of dead cards here.
Like, once we start to get rid of these... Well, that kills Walkers and the Shalai.
Right.
Bonecrusher's pretty rough. I don't know. Do we need these for the Shalais? Wait, that's an angel, isn't it? 1 second. I'm pretty sure that's an angel. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't kill it anyway. So we keep the Heartless Axe to kill that.
Yeah.
We bring in some number of hers because it's Command the Dread Horde.
It is Command the Dread Horde.
I don't think we need more than 1 because we already have 3 Go Blanks and 4 Trespassers. I just want the 8th effect. We need, I mean, like, we have to be very threat dense here.
I think cut a couple of those Duresses, maybe.
Oh god, no, not against the control list. I think it's the Bonecrushers that go.
Oh, true. Yeah, fuck Bonecrusher.
And we just leave it like that. Unless you want more unlicensed hearses, is the only question. But I think these are fine because they do kill Narsets and a few other walkers. And I like having a little damage for that, too.
Yeah, okay.
So this is... Let's see if we can beat an Esper Control list. I've not played up against a properly built control list.
I don't think that's a properly built one, but...
Such spice, though. Such spice.
It sure is cool.
It's got all the spice. I love it.
They've got the advantage of going bigger than us.
Yep.
But
we can curve here really well.
Yes, we can. We sure can.
Duress, yeah. No Thoughtseize for you, I think, is the correct way to go.
I'm with you on that. Let's keep our curve.
Let's not let them...
Hero's Downfall. Why the fuck would they play Hero's Downfall?
Don't know. About to fix my mana with this Fable, though, which will feel great.
There's their Esper. There's an Esper uncounterable kill anything card at the same mana.
Oh, Void Rend.
Right. Why the fuck would you play that? It's probably harder to cast in the deck, too.
Rare wild cards are hard to come by. I don't know, man. Yeah. We go this route. Smack up in that ass. Yeah. And then a little Fable action. And this is where Fable shines. Cool.
In response, I will spin my wheels.
Yup. What we really need to be doing is grabbing a Go Blank or Graveyard Trespasser to start wrecking that grave as they start dumping other things into it. But I will be fine just dumping a Chandra into play next turn if I can.
True.
Like, they can Hero's Downfall. Well, no, they can't. They've got the wrong mana.
Wow, if they had a Void Rend, though, they could do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Devout Decree, that feels bad. That's a 1 for 2 at best, and not even really that. Okay, we can lose the Blood Chief Thirst and the Bonecrusher.
Yeah.
Those were subpar. And
hey, Chandra makes a hearse.
Yep. And we're attacking at all angles here. I really like that. We'll have the Den online, Hearse will be online.
This feels like
Kiki
a commanding lead.
This is a hard spot to get back from. They still don't have Hero's Downfall online. Let's make sure we don't miss these things. Yep, none of that. None of that now.
I don't want to keep mana costs in mind when we're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, we tick this up. Let's see what we get first before we activate Den.
Absolutely.
Give me a go blank. That'll work. Playing that.
Dope.
I guess if they have a Wrath effect, it'll be pretty good, but we're still not too far off Chandra going nuts, too.
If they have a Wrath effect, it will solve one of the 4 problems they're looking at.
True. Guess what's getting eaten with a hearse? I'll wait a second.
Planeswalkers, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wait a second, but yeah. Sure. Spin wheels. I'm totally fine with spin wheels. Playing.
And the more I see their deck playing out, the more...
There's the commands.
Yeah,
like, oh.
The more I'm into the max out on the graveyard hate stuff. So much of their deck relies on it for value.
Yeah, this almost seems like a bad version of Esper Greasefang when you really get down to it, because it's trying to do that Greasefang-y-esque thing.
Yes,
except you're
trying to do the here's my graveyard thing. I win all of a sudden. Except they need more stuff in the graveyard, and their card costs 6 mana instead of half as much.
Yeah, I think we can officially lose the Bonecrushers for the hearses.
Oh yeah.
And I think we just leave here. The question is, do we want the Blood Chief Thirst more than we want the Bonecrusher?
What if instead of the Blood Chief Thirst, we just had like a Ray of Enfeeblement for the angel that gives everything hexproof?
Do they even have that post board?
I don't know. We didn't see a shitload of their deck.
Because this will kill a walker. That's my reason for keeping it. It'll kill a walker.
I don't think it makes a big difference, but I'm into it either way.
Okay, let's run it like this and see how it plays. I'm a little leery of too many of these, but it does seem like Command the Dread Horde's what they're trying to do. So let's try it like this for game 3. I do like the amount of disruption we have the ability to bring in with these go blanks, unlicensed hearses, like the Graveyard Trespasser. 10 pieces of graveyard interaction feels great in this format. And I think Rakdos Mid is one of the few decks that truly understands you have to dominate the graveyard to win the mid-range mirror.
In this format, at present, yes.
Yeah. Alright, King
Masters
Floppy.
of the Grave.
When they go floppy, we go hard. I had to, you know? Got to get the tagline in at least once there.
My.
Oh my.
Michelle Obama would be so upset with what you did to her phrase.
What was her phrase?
When they go low, we go high. Do you remember that?
I didn't know that, actually. No, that's great.
Well, the problem is that she was saying it during the election that Hillary Clinton was running.
Oh.
And, like, Hillary Clinton was repeating it to try and get some of, like, the Michelle Obama people liking you juju.
Right. She was one of the least likable presidential candidates I've seen run.
Right. I think a lot of people tuned it out because she was saying it the most. And that was her plan, of course, in that election, was go high as opponent goes low, and you remember how that turned out.
Yeah. If I had a different hand than this, I would not keep with this as the opener, but, like, goddamn, it's so perfectly interactive.
I love that hand, actually.
It's really interactive. Even if they do this, it doesn't really matter because we have 2 pieces to deal with the grave.
Choose what you will.
Right? Like, doesn't really matter what you do. We're taking whatever we want out of this hand. You should take the Thoughtseize, probably. You may take the hearse.
There's just not a correct call here for opponent.
Yeah, this has got to be so annoying to look at. I'm just like, ah, fuck. And to be fair, we could, if they, wow, if we top deck a land, it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, that was absolutely incorrect.
All right, well, it's still going to be pretty good.
Yeah, Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize before Duress. All right. It's probably about the same.
Make sure we can hit whatever the next thing is. Oh, the only thing.
Okay.
Come on, land.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with this entire hand right now. It's just... There's a land. Are we just go blanking them right now?
Fuck yes.
Is that better than trying to get on the board with a Kroxa?
Yes.
Okay.
They'll have nothing left but a land.
That's true. And if we get another land into Chandra, it's going to feel real rough for them. I don't know. Like, my concern is they top deck like a Wandering Emperor here. But let's make them have it, I guess.
They can, but if they do, we've got a Planeswalker and more cards.
Yeah. Eh? Or is it this first?
I think it's Kroxa. Unless it's Wandering Emperor, which would suck.
In which case, this is definitely the play.
Yeah.
How safe do we want to run this? It's game 3. Also, we're a ways away from Kroxa coming out. I'm okay with this.
Yep, Trespass.
They can't kill it with anything. And nothing. No.
It's probably going to flip.
It's probably going to flip. And it's a hell of a threat when it flips. And their ability to interact with it is almost nothing.
They're going to have to go land sweeper or sweep on 4 mana.
Or Hero's Downfall, discard the last card in their hand, which I'm also super fine with. Because really, we just want to get land into Chandra at this point. Although, based on the fact that they did nothing, I'm duressing to start.
Right, because we might be able to just Kroxa the rest of it.
Yeah. What you gonna do? Removal piece? Okay.
Heroes down.